My dear friends, in today's gospel, we see a woman. She comes to Jesus and she anoints him with precious oil. I am really surprised by the courage that this woman displays, because Jesus was invited by a Pharisee and she comes to the house of this Pharisee to express her love for Jesus. Probably she might have heard from other people on how Jesus was kind and compassionate, and probably she was also looking for a way out of her sinful life. So she wanted to make an offering to the Lord and find an answer to her problem. And Jesus gives a very simple answer to her problem, saying that her sins are forgiven. Jesus is opening a new life for her altogether, giving her a new perspective to life. My dear brothers and sisters, what I just want to point out is the courage of this woman to come to Jesus, even though the circumstances around her were quite inimical and not cooperative. Now, very often we find ourselves caught in such fluctuating and such terrific situations where we find it very hard to make a real choice in our lives. We are very often frightened to face these realities. But here, this woman is showing us the pattern in which we can move. Do not look about what others are about to say to you, or do not even consider the voice or the statements and opinions of others. Disregard them totally. What you really need is the person whom you are looking for. What does that person has to say to you? Now, that is very important. So it is not about the other people's opinion. Forget about it, because the whole world may be standing against you. Everyone around you may be standing against you. But who are you looking for? And what does that person has to say to you? That really matters, my dear friends. So if you are going to Jesus, just look at what Jesus has to say to you, not anybody else. And that is, I think, the first step towards being reconciled with the Lord and going on the way to salvation. Therefore, let us make it a very clear choice in our lives. Choose for the Lord. Choose only to listen to His voice and keep only what He says to you. Forget about everyone else and everything else and everybody else. God bless you.